Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, September 18. I have another One Sheet Wonder project for you. I know most of you have been enjoying all the One Sheet Wonder projects, so I have created another one, and this one uses one 12 by 12 single-sided paper. It is a great size. I've made it so that it's versatile and a great multi-purpose type of storage folder. I'm quite happy with the size, and I think this would be great to make a bunch of these. If you have your 12 by 12 paper pads, you can make a whole heap of these and put them to the side for when you're ready to use them, or a great way to use as an organization to organize some of your things you like to store and group them up in different groups. So it's I think it's a great size. You can use this to store your photos, your recipe cards, notes, some stationery packs, sticker sheets. Use this as Happy Mail to gift some goodies for your crafty friend. There is also, I made it so it's a good size to put a small journal or a planner, a booklet. There is a couple of little tuck spots in here. I just think it's great. You can use it to whatever you want, make it for any occasion, for birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's, Easter, or just keep them for yourself, and you can have like a stack of these and group whatever you want inside each one, so everything is in an organized sort of way. So let me show you how it looks like inside and what I've got in here, just to give you some ideas, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how fun and easy it is to put one of these together. So I did use papers from, I think it's by Schimmel. I haven't got the paper pad. I'll just bring it out to show you. If I've got it here. Sorry, I should have brought it out. It's this one. It's Schimmel Main Character Energy. And the papers are not, they're not thin scrapbook paper. It's got a bit of a medium weight to it, so it's still a nice sort of thick paper, but there are lots of fun colors in here, and it's single-sided papers. So these were the papers that I used for the project and for the tutorial that I'm going to show you. But this is one of the cut aparts. This is a paper from my stash, and I wanted to just make a large embellishment cover for the cover, and all I've done was just cut a piece of paper bigger than my cut apart and did some fringing on the bottom here. I thought that was just fun to do that. Added another piece up here and did some fringing on the top there. Added a word sentiment of mine. Then I just decorated it with a little dangle with some acrylic beads, because I think acrylic beads work well because it's nice and light, so it won't put a lot of weight to it. And then this is one of my heart embellishments, and I just added a tassel on the bottom. And then I found this little star bead in one of my bead trays, and it was just a perfect color to coordinate with the folder. And then I had a little piece left over, so you won't waste any papers in here. I'm going to show you what you can do with all the bits and pieces as well, so everything will get used. So this is one of my fabric yo-yos I made into a paper clip, and then inside is the storage folder with some pockets. And so over here there are two pockets on this side, so you can have a little pocket here to maybe add some little notes. If you've got some recipe cards, you've got some smaller recipe notes, you can tuck them in here. Receipts, a color chart, just another little tuck spot for smaller pieces. I've just got in here some tags, or you've got smaller photos you want to tuck in here and just store them. And then you can write in the front here what photos they are. You can also place in here on the back some sticker sheets. So there are nice and deep, enough room in here. You can stack a bunch of the whatever you want, because there's a lot of room at the back here. You can see it's nice and wide, and there's also a great height. So I made a large tag, which I think would also make a great bookmark. You can store your bookmarks in here if you have a journal or a planner booklet that you want to store in the larger part here. And I've just added one of those. And then I made a library pocket from I've got a whole bunch of these. So I've just made one of those. Well, this fits in here. So you can add a library pocket with a tag. And this is a cut apart from another 12 by 12 paper pad. And all I've done was just fold that part. And just, I like the quote on this card. So I thought this would be a nice little addition to add in here. So you can see I've put a few things on this side. And that's the back of the yo-yo paper clip. And I hand stitched the yo-yo. I have these yo-yos in my store. And then I just added onto a large paper clip. So I thought that was nice there. So over here I made another pocket in the front for some more bits and pieces that you may have. Just another storage way. These are just some more cut aparts. So you can add photos on this side as well. Some more smaller recipe cards. And then I've got a large heart punch. So I just punched out a piece of paper from my stash and then made that into another tuck pocket by just gluing just halfway on the back of this heart shape. So then I made a little tuck pocket in the front. So it's just another little spot there if you want to add some more bits and pieces. Also makes it interactive. I made this using some of my paper strips. I done a tutorial on this. I just hadn't finished the center part, but I just thought that looks cute in here. Just decorates that pocket. So that part's done, and then up here is the large pocket, and I use some Velcro dots for a closure. But if you don't have any Velcro dots, you can still make it into a closure with other different ways, which you can use some washi tape, you can use an eyelet, and then just make the string wrap around the back and then tie it in the front. You could also use this extra piece that you're going to cut out from this 12 by 12, and this is one of the extra little pieces. So you can glue that there, which I'll just show you. You can glue that to the bottom in the middle like that, and then punch yourself a hole, and then you can thread your string or ribbon and then do the same thing and wind that around to close the closure. So you can do that, or you can just leave it as is and not worry about it. So at the back here I did add some stuff, and what I've done is I've made another coordinating set with a 12 by 12 paper so it can fit in here. And I will do the tutorial with the measurements on another video if you wanted to make the coordinating set to fit in here. Now this piece is part of this 12 by 12 paper with this set, but I'm not going to do anything in this video with this piece. I'll do this in my next video just to give you a few options of what you can do with it. So I'll do that in my next video, but these are the coordinating extra pieces. So there is an envelope that I've made, and it has like an open window here, and you can put some more photos in here, notes. You could even add a journal, a booklet, a note booklet or whatever, and that would fit in here nicely like that, tucked away. And then you've got a spot to put that in. This is just another cut apart from the same Shimel collection. I just thought I'll put that in there because that just fits nicely. So that is that. And then this is meant to be a journal cover with a file tab shape, which I haven't added the papers in here as yet. So I'll do that in my next video and show you how I'll put the pages in here, and that's to go in there. And this is the extra piece that gets cut out, and it's a 3 by 6 size. And there's so many ways you can make all different kinds of cute little mini projects with this one size. And I will do that in my next video because I'm still deciding what I want to do with it to put in here. So looking forward to doing that in my next video. So for 12 by 12 paper, this is the coordinating set that you can make. This is a cover for a journal, and then you can stick on your label in front of the file tab shape. And then there is that coordinating envelope, which I made this in other videos but different sizes. So I'm going to do another one in this same. I like this sort of style of envelope. I like the way it has this little window that peeks out, and this one's in a different size. And then I've got this extra piece. So this will be from another 12 by 12 paper, and I'm going to show you the inside. So you can see there is a nice big opening in here. It's not tight, and I did test it out with a lot of bulky things, and it will hold a lot in here. So you can hold a thick journal and goodies in this envelope, or another journal, or a little book. I'm going to put that at the back. And I like how it's not the same height, so it sort of looks like, you know, it just makes it more fun to see two different sizes. And then I've got this piece, which I'm going to do something in my next video. So that is my flip through of my, I don't even know what I'm going to call it, storage holder, multi-purpose storage holder. So it's, yeah, I'm not sure, storage holder, storage pocket holder, using a 12 by 12 paper. So let's get to the tutorial. So grab yourself your 12 by 12 paper. If you have double-sided paper, of course you can use double-sided paper, but if you have a lot of single-sided paper and you don't know what to do with it, you can make one of these. And it is best if your pattern doesn't have any sort of direction going. Otherwise, if you do, some of it may be upside down, especially on this part, could be upside down. But if that doesn't bother you, you can still, of course, use those papers. So let me just put this to the side. So we've got a 12 by 12 single-sided paper. This is from the same Chimel collection. Let's turn the print facing down. Now what we're going to do first, we're going to score. I made the scoring very easy too, so it's only 3 score lines. We're going to score at 5 1/4 of an inch all the way down to the bottom. So 5 1/4. And then we're going to turn this around to the left side, and we're going to score at 1 3/4 inches all the way to the bottom. So 1 3/4 inches, and 7 1/4 of an inch, and that's also all the way to the bottom. So the score line was 1 3/4 inches and 7 1/4 of an inch. Now we're just going to need some scissors. I've got my scissors here ready. Just get these ones. Okay. So what we have here is, you got these two panels up here. We're going to remove this piece here on the left side. So we're going to cut on that score line and that score line, and we're going to remove this left side. So I'm just going to cut now. I should grab my larger scissors for this. Okay, so now we've got that part. Put this piece to the side. We're going to go down to the bottom here to this piece here, and we're also going to remove this piece. Right. So we're just going to cut along that score line and this score line to remove this piece. Then we'll put this piece to the side as well. So now we've got those two pieces. And what we're just going to do here, I'm just going to cut a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch. We're just going to take a little bit off up to that score line, just a little bit. Say about that much. It's just to help it, help to close the cover so it doesn't catch. So I'm just going to remove a little tiny piece of that. And also up here, we're just going to remove just a little piece of that. I'm just going to turn it around this way, just to make it easy for me. So just a tiny bit. Oops. Okay. So that's how your paper should look like now. And what we'll do next, let's see. We're going to, let's just put this together first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to corner around these two corners. Actually, let's bring this piece up. So we'll bring this piece up. So now you can see that that is already going to look like a pocket. And that's this part here. And then this part at the top here is the closure. So let's bring that down for now, just so we can see how it all looks. And then this part is your cover. So we're going to fold this to the front. And now that becomes your cover. So you can see that's that. And then we've got this part here. I'm just going to bring this up now. I'm just going to corner around these two corners. Now that is something that you don't have to do, but I think that just makes it, tidies that up. And then I'm also going to corner around the cover on the right side, and that also just makes it more decorative. So we've got all that part done. And then what we're going to do next, we've got these, to put this to the side. We have these two pieces. And what we want to do is we want to cut each of these in half. So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab this long piece and we're going to cut this in half. And I'm just going to fold it first. And then I'm going to cut it. You can use your scoreboard if you wanted to do that, if you want a nice, a nicer fold. And then we're going to cut that. So now we have two of those, two pieces. Now this piece, we're going to also cut this in half. And you can decide with this part. So this part is a little bit shorter than this side. So this is a little bit longer and this is a bit shorter. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's only for you to decide. It's for this part here. So you can see that that's the same height. If you go this way, it's a little bit longer. So you just choose. If you want this side of the pocket a little bit longer, you're going to fold this part in half this way. If you want it on the shorter side, like I have, you're going to do it this way and fold it that way. So I'm going to have it the same as this and have it on the shorter side. So I'm also going to fold this in half and we're going to cut this into two. It's probably better to use the scoreboard to get the right measurement, but it's okay. That in half. And I've also got two of those. I'm just going to trim this little piece off. I don't like that part where I made the fold. Just want a nice clean cut, so that's that. And now we're going to just pick one that you going to use, and we're going to make another cut. So let's just use one of these. It's going to go, so this one will be for the side cover, and then we're going to make 2 pockets, and to do that we're going to cut one of any of them, and we're going to cut it at 1.5. So we just want a 1.5 inch height. So I'm just going to go in at 1.5. So now I've got 2 pieces. So we've got all of these little extra bits and pieces. I'll just put that away. Let's fold this piece in half first. So we've got these 2 pieces. We're going to fold these in half. And then the other piece. And we'll put these ones aside as well for now. So we'll just get this ready. So I've got those 2, put them to the side. We'll work on this side first. So we've got these 3 pieces. So we've got the longer one, that's going to be for the side pocket. And then we've got that little short one, that's going to go in the front of that pocket. And then we've got this piece, and that's going to get placed there. Now with this piece, you don't have to put it there. You can have it that way. You can have it on this side. You can have it on this side. You could even have it in the front. If you want to create a pocket in the front, you can do that. So you can decide where you want to place that. But I'll follow the same one as my project I shared with you. Now what we'll do with this one, I'm going to corner around one corner on the right, and also this one on the right, and also this piece on the right. I'll go on this side so I can see more pink. That way I'll know where I want to glue everything. And now with this piece, I'm just going to glue along there and at the bottom, and that's going to get placed there, so all that is open. So we're just going to glue 2 sides. Every time I want to do a video, my glue seems to dry up really quick. Okay, so glue that all the way down. And at the bottom. And now you have yourself a side pocket. And we're going to do the same and place that here. And again, just adding glue to the 2 sides. I'll just make one little note, just before I forget. So now we've got that. I have this little piece of a little folded piece of paper from the leftover scrap, which we're going to do in a minute. If you turn it over this way, you can see that I tucked it behind the pocket, which is this pocket here. So if your glue hasn't set, just let that loose a little bit for now. Just let it loose. And then, because we need to slide that little piece in there, if you wanted to add a little dangle. If you want to add a little dangle like I have, or decorate that side, don't let that glue set just yet. But now we have that pocket's done, and this pocket is done. Actually, I think I may have done this a little different. Oh, I did different, sorry. I did this pocket different. So what I done was I actually glued the 3 sides and created a notch on this one. I just made this and I completely forgot. So this is just another option. You can have it so that it is like that, or you can glue the 3 sides, which I think I'm going to do. I've already done that. So what I'll do is, because I've already cornered around, I might corner around the other side just to make it the same. So now I'm just going to glue the 3 sides. So there you go. There is, that's just another way to make your pocket. We can create a notch. I'm just going to I wanted to make this pocket a secured pocket so nothing falls out the side. I wanted to have it nicely so it's got a tuck pocket. So that's that one. So I've just corner rounded these ones instead of doing that. Now that part's done. Now we'll move over to these two pieces. We'll do this one last. So we've got these. These are going to be placed on the inside, and this is what will give your pocket a more extra room to open. So they're going to get glued in like that. And now to do that, we are going to glue one side first. So we're going to glue this side. So the fold will be facing out. I didn't go all the way to the top because it's not going to be long enough. So I'm just going to glue that down with the fold on the outside. And just lining it up with the edge. Now when it's going to push itself up, so it's not going to line up on the bottom, and that's what you want. Now we'll do the same with the other side by placing that there, like that. So we're going to glue this side. Once you make one of these, it's pretty easy to put together. Just a lot of cutting and getting your pieces. So that's there. Now we can trim off these two pieces. A little excess piece which we don't need, just along there. Keep them. And also this piece. And I'm going to open this up. And then I'm just going to angle cut going in like that on all four sides. And that one just makes it easy. And now we can glue down these two sides. If you want to also add a thumb notch here, do that now before we create the pocket. I'm not going to do one for this pocket. And now I can bring it up and we can glue that down. And that is why we trimmed off that little extra piece at the top here and on this side. That way when you close your book, it doesn't catch, or close your cover. And now you've got yourself a nice large opening once it's all glued down. And it just gives you that extra room. And then you've got these two little extra pieces that I just mentioned. This is the piece that you can add here to create a little extra place if you want to add a dangle or to decorate the side. You can do that, and so that's why I didn't glue it down that way. You can just get slid down the bottom. Let's glue that down. I like putting dangles. I think it makes it fun. Or you can just add some string through. So I'm just going to gently remove that a little bit. You can even have it in the front. If it's already glued down, you can place it in the front. It's fine too. So you know what? Well, let's just do that. I'm just going to place it here, but just don't go too far in. Which I think should be better. I think it's actually better like that. Do you like it like that better? So yeah, that's fine like that. So now you've got that there, punch your hole, and then you've got your dangle. And then with this little other piece, which I probably just dropped it on the floor, you can use that and place that on the bottom here to create a spot for your string. I'm gonna place it there. Why not? Let's do that. Just don't want to waste any of the pieces. And then you've got yourself another little spot for your closure. Punch a little hole, and then you can add some string and wind it around. So that's all for that. And then we've got one more little piece, and that's going to get placed there. Same thing. Just glue down these two sides. And there we have your versatile multi-purpose storage folder. It's a nice size too. So look, it's the same. So you open it up, and there you have your pocket. Just grab that out. So there's your large pocket there, and then that little front tuck pocket in the front, like this one. And then you move along to the other side, and you've got your large envelope. And then you've got that side tuck pocket down here. And then you can then just have fun decorating, adding all of your fun things that you may want to add in here. So you can see it's like a nice large opening there. You can even add another pocket like I have here in the front. You can do so much more with this folder by adding more pockets. You can add an envelope to the front here, and then you've got another place to add more things. And also at the back of your envelope you can have another tuck pocket. So many other extra ways you can add to it. And so I hope you enjoyed this 12 by 12 one sheet wonder tutorial. I'm going to come back, and I will also next do the tutorial with all the measurements to create this 3-piece set, coordinating 3-piece set with your single-sided 12 by 12 paper that you can fit inside the pocket in here. So I will be back to show you that. And so there we go. And I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial flip through project, and I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.